Hello, welcome to Weeb Review, the only place where chads like you can find out just what the anime's all about. Now, today I got for you JoJo Part 2 Flamboyant Boogaloo. In this one, Jonathan's still dead, so you got his son, Joseph Joestadu. He is probably the best JoJo, not because he's American, but because he shoots up a store in broad daylight, because vampires are a thing. So, you got the guy with the silly hat in the first part, and he's now rich and has a foundation to find and destroy vampires and whatnot. But they find 4 sex boys frozen in stone in the middle of the earth, and then one of the guys in the party is like, hey, I'm gonna become a sexy vampire, so fuck all ya. So he kills everyone, and their blood awakens the 4 sex boys, and the vampire's a thing. JoJo fights the vampire, but ultimately the vampire kills himself, but not before telling JoJo about the 4 sex boys. And so JoJo goes to find the sex boys, which one of them is being held by the Nazis. The Nazis carved him out of the cave and put him in a place. So you got Nazi boy over here. He eventually the sex boy Santana. He wakes up, comes out of the stone, and the Nazis making fun of him because he's stupid. But he's not stupid. He's just like learning and shit. And so when they're not looking, he like debones himself and just slips into the fucking vent and like octopuses his way out and eventually starts killing Nazis and whatnot. And then JoJo shows up and he's all like, yo, hey, cool, how's it going, boy? And he's just trying to be all friendly because you have this new sex boy and he doesn't know much, and all these Nazis are trying to shoot him and whatnot, but the bullets are like going through him or like being absorbed by him and whatnot, and this guy's just like absorbing Nazis and shit. So JoJo's, hey, if I be nice to him, maybe he'll be nice. But they're like running up, and then JoJo's like getting fucked and whatnot, and the Nazi guy is also getting fucked and whatnot, and like Santana jumps into the Nazi's leg, and he's like, no, and then they get out into the sun, but Santana's inside the Nazi. And so the Nazi blows himself up with a grenade, but he's still not dead. So he goes into a well, and the guy's like, "Ha, you fool! It's dark in the well." But then JoJo is like, "Nope. If I move, the sun will reflect off the water, and boom, he's dead." So one of the sex boys is now dead. So after one of the sex boys dies, you have the Speedwagon Foundation. They're like, "Yo, JoJo, we need to train you. You need to know about sunlight and whatnot. Also, here's your new friend, Caesar Zappelli." That's right. The guy that punched the frog in the first one had a kid, and this kid is JoJo's friend. And so, JoJo and Caesar, they train with JoJo's mom, Lisa. But JoJo doesn't know it's his mom because he was adopted. So JoJo trains with his clacking balls, and then some more sexmen show up and they're like, yo, we're gonna fuck you. And then JoJo's like, wait, don't fuck me. See, I'm gonna train and then I'm gonna beat you. And these sex boys are like, whoa, we don't think he can beat him because we're the strongest sex boys. So you know what? I'm gonna marry you, so you have to fight me or you die. And so that's what happens. He trains, and then he fights the sex boy, and then he doesn't die. But Caesar dies, all because he wanted to jump the gun and fight one of the sex boys before another sex boy shows up. And so, with 2 sex boys down and 2 to go, and Zappelli dead, JoJo is left to take revenge on the guy that killed his friend, who also married him. That's right, Joseph married 2 of the sex boys, and they don't love each other too much because Wamu, he gets fucked by the Joj. And then you got his mom, Lisa, and she's like, yo, these guys are trying to become the ultimate life form, and for that they need a stone mask and this red gem. Ooh. And then she's fighting the last sex boy, and then the sex boy gets the mask and the gem, and he puts it on, and he's like, I am strongest being ever, I'm perfect. And he can like make a crow out of his arm. So this fucking guy can just make fucking life. And he's like super powerful, and sun doesn't turn him to stone and shit. And so the Joj is like, oh shit, I can't kill this guy. I'm gonna throw him into a volcano. And so he throws him into a volcano. And now the guy is a volcano, I guess. Like he's just chilling in the volcano for all eternity. And then you have like, oh no, Joseph died. Well, shit. We're gonna have a funeral for him. But then Joseph shows up at his funeral. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? And everyone's like, oh my god, a JoJo! Oh yeah, also somewhere in there you got the German guy who got blown up by the grenade. Well, he comes back and he's a cyborg Nazi. And he's a friendly boy now. I don't know where the fuck that goes in, but it's a thing. He shows up. So, yeah, that was JoJo 2 Flamboyant Boogaloo. Ba-da-ba-boop.